Hello, beautiful people of the TikTok land. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Come along while I work on some projects that have been severely delayed. And I'm finally able to remedy that. So first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and hit these things with the incense, put out our good intentions and our good juju. These lovely projects were done by the ladies of Lipstick and Grind. And they decided to take one of my resin classes, and I am now going to go ahead and resin over these. And this is going to be a two-part process. So they're getting resin right now, and then after that they're going to dry, and I'm going to put the graphics on two of them. This one here is not getting a graphic at all. It's just getting resin. So once this one is, the resin's on, it's all done. This one, y'all are gonna love this one when it gets done. And this one is just some nice inspiration. They're all beautiful. And I'm so grateful that they took my little workshop for resin. And you know what? Let me stop with that energy, because it was not no little workshop. It was my very first resin workshop. And although they didn't get to do any resin because we were more focused on painting, it's still a resin workshop. And I'm hosting them all around the DFW. And I also do private events as well. So if you like to create and you like to do resin, then hit me up and we can do a class. But right now I'm just setting my intentions over these. Pour happiness and love and light over each piece. I am grateful for each one of these pieces. And when I'm done with them, they're gonna be even more beautiful than they already are. Thank you for these paintings. Thank you for the time and the patience. And thank you for the love. Now I'm gonna have to apologize in advance, because the way that my phone is set up, I cannot see who is talking to me, and I can't see any comments either. Don't shade me. I apologize, but it's the only way I could set it up to where I could get stuff done. So we're gonna put this incense out and we're gonna get started, because I already have the incense burning in the back, so I don't want to burn two. But I also love to, especially now, since I've been so deep in meditation, I really like to set intentions for what I'm doing. And so moving forward, when you see me come on here, I'm always going to be setting intentions for what I'm doing. I mixed my resin off camera, because once you've seen resin mixed once, you've seen it mixed 1,000 times. So I'm not even going to worry about that. Little bit of housekeeping. When you're fooling with resin, if you are of the long hair variety, pull that shit back, because the resin, if you are doing your thing and not paying attention and your hair gets in the resin, baby, if you don't act quickly with some Dawn and some hot water, your hair will have resin in it for the rest of your days. So to avoid that, all you gotta do is pull that shit back. So when I'm applying resin to anything, I always do a nice liberal pour right in the middle of the piece, and then I just start to pull the resin out to the areas. Everybody pours resin different, but I've been pouring resin for about, oh my gosh, what baby, 6 years now?
20, yeah.
About 6 years now, and this is the way that I feel that it's best done. So other people might do it differently. This is how I do it over here. Now this is a 2-part process. So this is your top coat, and then the graphics are gonna go on after this dries overnight. So you're just seeing the first part, except for this one. Once this one is done, it's done. And so as you can see already, and I don't know if you can, well, yeah, you can see it, it's not enough resin. So we're just gonna pour some more on here. And again, we're just gonna pull it out across the entire piece, making sure that the resin touches every part of it. Now, resin naturally wants to fold into itself, so even though I'm spreading this, as it dries, it's going to dry inward. And so that's why it's important when you're doing large pieces like this, that you want to do an extra layer on top of it. And I'm feeling like I did not mix enough resin. I might have to mix some more, y'all. This is what happens when you just eyeball shit. But it's okay. It's okay, because we got time today. I'm just happy to be back playing in resin. I have been out of it for so long. So long, like longer than I care to be out of it. And I miss it. So this is, not only is it therapeutic to me, but it's exciting to me to have my resin back. Oh, my resin back. And then also, y'all, the amount of time that I've been holding on to these pieces is egregious. 10 out of 10, I do not recommend. Unprofessional, but neither here nor there. When you have customers waiting on their stuff, not only is it on your mind, but they're also like, where's my shit? And I'm like, y'all, I'm so sorry. Please forgive. I'm doing my best. So here we are. And again, I'm just doing that same thing. I'm just pulling the resin to the corners, to the edges. You want to go all the way to the edge. And once you know that you have it all spread around, now this is the part where you can come and just make sure that you have it all spread out evenly across the piece. And again, like I said, this is gonna get a whole nother coat on it. Just because this is not getting a graphic doesn't mean that it's not gonna get another coat, because again, resin, as it dries like this. So even though the whole thing is covered, it's going to draw in and cause pockets of resin all around it. So that's why you always want to come in with a second coat. Also, if you're in the McKinney area, or if you're just in if you're in North Texas period, I am hosting workshops, mainly in McKinney right now, that you can be a part of. I have one on the 22nd at the Wildflower Production House, where we're going to be creating your very own coasters. So you'll be able to take one of these bad boys home with you. And how I did this was super cool. So I spread the resin on there and I dropped the alcohol inks, and I took a straw and I just started to blow the alcohol inks in different colors, and that's how it came out. And this is not done yet. I still have to put Cricut work on here as well. But that's gonna be the kind of stuff that you would be doing at the class. So yeah, I definitely know that I did not mix enough resin, so I'm gonna have to mix up some more. But it's all to the good. It's all to the good. So same process over here, pouring into the middle and then pulling that resin to every single edge. Every single edge. I have, I love this. This is literally its own form of meditation for me. This is its own form of therapy. Resin is how I learned that I actually have a passion for something. Because for a while, I didn't know what that was, or even if I had one. And so, resin will always hold a special place in my heart because I am passionate about this stuff. It changes things. When you apply resin to something, it just comes to life. Like, look at that. You've seen what it looked like before, and then look at it now. Resin brings things to life. It just really does. Like, if you're wanting to do something that is fun and calming to the mind and allows you to just like focus, this is the jam. And if you like to hang out in the garden, man, get you some greens and pour. Hello. So again, same process, nothing different. Every single edge is touched so that we know the resin is spread all the way across. Always wear gloves. Always wear gloves. Yeah, I don't have a glove on this hand. Leave me. I've been doing this a while. I can do it with one hand. But always wear gloves. Resin burns, and that shit is sticky. So imagine something that is burning you and sticky. Nah, you don't want that. So put some gloves on. Wrap that shit up. Okay. And then, like I said, I have to mix up some more because I just didn't mix enough. But it's okay. It's okay. The most important part is that we get all those edges. Get the best possible spread so you don't have too many of those crazy pockets. I mean, they won't show, but still, the fact of the matter is, have it all across. So now we're coming over to the final one. Definitely didn't pour enough. Now this is 100 mils that I poured. And so this particular project needed about 150 mils. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour some more, mix up some more. And that's not gonna be off camera because we in this thing. So you're about to sit there and watch me mix for about 7 minutes. Now, typically, I like to mix to 2 songs. If you're listening to music, 2 songs, the length of 2 songs is all you need to make sure that your resin is mixed in all the way. If you don't mix resin properly, oh man, you will fuck your shit up. Oh, excuse me. Let me try not to cuss during this live. Ooh, like this one in particular, because Linda used so much color, the resin is just bringing that joker to life. Like, again, this is one of those things that I was saying, the reason why I love resin so much. Okay, I'm gonna bring this in. I don't know if you can tell the differences between where the resin is and where it isn't. You probably can't, but let me tell you, it takes on a life of its own. when that resin is being applied. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So even though this is not enough resin, I'm still gonna pull it as far as I can on every edge. And then I'm gonna start the process to mix up some more. Resin is a 2-part combo. You have your A's and your B's, and it's equal parts. You have some resins that are 2-to-1 ratio, but I have been working with Amazing Clear for as long as I've been doing resin. I've experimented with other ones, but Amazing Clear is one that I always go back to. Now, I did get to experience a resin. It's called Color Blast. Oh my goodness. No tea, no shade to Amazing Clear, because I love Amazing Clear. But man, let me tell you, that Color Blast, that stuff, it dries crystal clear and it's so shiny. Oh my goodness, I love that stuff. I want to get my hands on it and order some. Get 2 gallons for a really decent price. Anywho, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some more. I apologize, y'all can't see. Mix up some more. I apologize, y'all can't see. Mix up some more. I apologize, y'all can't see. Mix up some more. I apologize, y'all can't see me. See me. We're coming into festival season, and if you are a part of the festival circuit, you know that it's about to bust wide open. Because I'm here in Texas, and honey, Texans is about to be outside. That weather is breaking, honey. We about to be out here. I'm gonna be out of frame for just a moment because I need some more light. So what I did is I'm actually just gonna mix up 40 mils because I'm pretty sure that that's gonna be just enough. Now there's already resin on there, so I'm not gonna need more than the 40. So again, we're gonna take this and we're gonna mix it for 7 minutes. So within that 7 minutes, what shall we talk about? As I said earlier, I have been, did I say earlier? Did I talk about our meditation earlier, love? Okay. So, what are we on, day 12?
Yep.
12 days straight. And this is really significant for the both of us because stick-to-itness has up until this point been a sour spot. Like, we have consistency in spurts, right? So we've been really working on this year in particular, really working on showing up for ourselves and being true to ourselves and connecting more with spirit. And so how we are doing that personally, everybody's journey is different. No tea, no shade to how anybody follows their journey or their journey within, or, you know, finding spirit, God, source, universe, whatever you call it. I just want you to know it's all the same. I hope you know it's all the same. However you decide to enhance that connection, is you have to figure that out for yourself. And so how we have been doing it is we go into meditation every single rising and every single evening before we go to bed. And it has been such a revealing experience. And the amount of joy and happiness and lightness that I have felt over these last 12 days is unlike anything I've ever felt before. The connections and the signs and the just everything is coming together like something out of a storybook. Okay, it is just fantastic. We went from a place of stagnance to having our calendar filled all the way up through July. Like, what? That is amazing, and that is nothing but spirit. That is nothing but us taking the time to honor ourselves and honor our connection with spirit. And it has been absolutely beautiful. 10 out of 10, I recommend. And everybody meditates differently. There's no one meditation that is the same for everybody. And you got to figure out how you meditate. Because for me, when I first started, I couldn't meditate to save my life. Because I'm in that AD group. I was diagnosed with AD in 3rd grade. And so my mind never, ever, ever stops. It's like the New York Times printing press up here. It is always moving with some sort of information. And so every time I would try to meditate, it would just be a whole bunch of damn noise up there. Whole bunch of talking. And I'm like, damn, like, how do people do this? But I had to figure out what worked for me. And for me, it helps to quiet the mind by sitting with some good old solfeggio, getting those frequencies in. That really, really helps. Lighting an incense and looking at the smoke, that really helps too. Also, being warm and comfortable in my seating. I don't really too much pay attention to where my hands are. I just make sure that I'm comfortable and that I'm warm, and that and I always say that I'm gonna be present. Oh man, that's another thing, is I am always in the future. I'm always thinking of future stuff or past stuff. It's rare that I'm in the present time, but baby, these past 12 days, I have been so present. Oh, y'all, look at Blue's word in the frame. Look at this. Get out the frame. Move. Nope, he's not gonna do it. Well, everybody, meet Blue. Blue, TikTok. Look, there you go. Look at him. Just rude. Look, he's gonna plop down right there too. Look, told you. Look, he just got to be in the mix. He just got to be in the mix. No matter. This is how he gets stepped on. You see how quiet he was when he came up? Now, if I didn't see him come into frame, I'd have backed up and stepped on him. And he'd have just looked at me like, oh, Mom, you got to be more careful. Think we've been mixing for about 7 minutes? Oh, and also, how you can tell if you haven't mixed all the way. Now you're definitely not gonna be able to see this in the camera, but when you're mixing resin, it's going to have little striations in it to where you can clearly see the A and the B attempting to mix together. Just looks like swirls. And so you want to mix and mix and mix until you don't see those swirls. And you also don't want to mix like super fast. Like, see, this is fast. You don't want to mix this fast. But because I already had resin inside this cup, I'm moving a bit faster, which is creating a cloudy resin, which is AKA a whole bunch of dang bubbles. But you want to mix resin slowly, especially if you're going to be using it to mold stuff. If you're creating something like this, oh, you most definitely don't want to mix fast, because all you're going to see is bubbles. You're not going to get, okay, you see the bottom like that? That's how the entire piece would look, and you don't want that. You want it to be nice and smooth like this side. So when you're mixing, you want to mix nice and slow for that 7 to 8 minutes so that your resin can get incorporated fully and so that you don't get all those crazy bubbles. Now, because I'm using this on a flat surface, the bubbles, it's fine, because I'm going to be spreading it out, which breaks the bubbles down anyway. And I'm going to get, oh, and also another handy dandy, when you're dealing with resin and you're using flat surfaces, always make sure that you have a mold to put your excess resin in, because sometimes you're gonna eyeball it wrong and you're gonna have resin left over. So it's always good to just go ahead and have something to pour that excess resin into. And now you have another piece that you could put on your table to sell. And it was just extra resin. Like, how awesome is that? So I think we've been mixing this for about 7 minutes now. And as I said before, because I was mixing in a cup that already had resin in it, I was mixing a little bit fast, so it didn't have time to seize up on me. And so it's super, super cloudy. So it didn't have time to seize up on me. And so it's super, super cloudy. So it didn't have time to seize up on me. And so it's super, super cloudy. So it didn't have time to seize up on me. And so it's super, super cloudy. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to turn that alarm off. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna come back over and we are going to pour. And spread. Need some more. When I get a better setup, you'll be able to see the process, even though I'm all the way over here. But working with one phone, one tripod. So you can still see me, but you can't see all the good stuff. But that's okay. We work anyway. Actually, you know what, guys? I think I poured just enough. Look at me. Telling myself I poured too much, and it looked like I poured just enough. Trust. Trust in your skills. Trust in your intuition and your instincts. I said I was gonna pour 50, but wound up pouring 40, and 40 is looking like that was the magic number to fully get everything pulled all the way to the edges. So again, pull from the center to the edges. This is the way to guarantee that you touch every surface. And I'm gonna keep on saying it because it's important. You do not want to have unevens. Now, even though most resins are self-leveling, meaning that no matter how you put it on, it's gonna level itself out just naturally in the drying process. You still want to make sure that you're touching every surface of the piece. You don't want no spots that don't have resin on it, because that's not cute. Yeah, 40 was good. 40 was just enough. And I'm gonna have a little bit left over, but that's okay. We'll pour it right into that extra piece that I got standing by. And yeah, so what I was saying is that I have been meditating, and a lot of things have been being revealed to me, and I'm just very encouraged. I'm encouraged about where my business is going. I'm encouraged about the connections that I've been making within the business. And I'm also encouraged because this is the first time that I'm 100% focused and honed in on the direction of SK Designs. You know, it's become more than a hobby now, you know, and that in itself is a win. Oh my goodness, guys. I just really wish that you could see. Ooh, it's so good. Now, because I was working quickly with the resin and mixing quickly on Linda's, I'm gonna go ahead and take some alcohol and spray the surface, just so if any bubbles did happen to get in there, the alcohol is gonna take care of that lickety split. And then I'm gonna come in with my torch. Actually, I'm gonna do my torch first, because if you know anything about alcohol and fire, boom! So we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna take off my glove because I don't want to get resin all over my thing. This thing is tore up. Look at all the resin all around it. One time I had so much resin on here that I couldn't even get the thing to click. So I always take the glove off. You always want to have a torch when you're working with resin, because it will get those pesky bubbles out. Now, when you're dealing with a mold, the torch is not the best, because you can actually burn the mold and adhere the resin to the mold, and then it's just, when you demold it, you're gonna have pieces of the mold within the piece because you melted them together. So that's where alcohol really, really shines. When you're working with molds, use alcohol versus fire. So you want to get in there. And also, don't over torch your stuff, because the resin will start to it'll actually start to burn away from the piece and create these crazy holes, and you don't want that at all. So with Linda's, I'm going to take a little bit extra time and come closer with the torch, because I really want to make sure that any of those bubbles, it already cleared up. Ooh! Okay, so I'm gonna take y'all off the tripod and let you look at these with the resin applied to it. It's so freaking beautiful. Hold on. Come across with your flame. All right. Okay. I don't even think I could turn this around, but anywho, there you have it. That's one. That's the lovely Miss Dee Dee's. Can y'all tell what it is? And then this is the lovely Bree Breeze. I'm telling you, y'all are gonna laugh so hard when you see this one finished. Bree is a character. You're gonna laugh so hard when you see when that one's finished. That's coming tomorrow. And then you have Linda's. So she's got like a whole graffiti vibe going on. And when the graphic goes on here, it's gonna be beautiful as well. So there's all the beautiful pieces from the lovely ladies of Lipstick and Grind. This is the first phase, and then we're going to get, once these dry, they're going to get their graphics on. And then I'll show you that process too. So that's some Cricut work. So we're gonna get some Cricut work done tomorrow and apply those, and then they're gonna get their last coat of resin. So, put that back in the frame. I hope that you guys enjoyed the little work day with me, and I'm gonna come back tomorrow so that you can see me apply the graphics as well as put the last coat of resin on, and then I'm gonna come back the next day and show you the finished product when it's all dried. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me today. I shall see you all tomorrow. Pieces, deuces, love, light, and all the good juju to everyone out there in TikTok land. Maisie.